Hello.
Hello, guys. Hello, Ganesh. Nice to
Hello,
have you
Ganesh.
here.
Hello, hello. Thanks for inviting me here. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
that's our pleasure. Yeah.
great, great topic that everyone starts to see in everything they're doing on the digital part, websites, apps. What the topic of we'll talk about today is in everywhere. So
Yeah.
we're happy to see the backbone of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Okay, let me start to introduce you, Ganesh, for our audience. Then we start our chat and conversation. We have today Ganesh Hegde is an expert in drive AI driven customer service and technical support engineering beside automation strategies. As a manager of a technical support engineering at Salesforce, he has experience of many years leading global customer service initiatives. As Damien said, customer service now is all over the world. And whenever we're talking about AI, it's much more attractive topic to talk about. Where that's where we need always looking for satisfying customers, serving customers, getting revenues from those customers. That's why we're here today. Welcome, Ganesh, for our talk.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the warm welcome and introduction, both of you, Mahmoud and Damien.
Thank you.
Um, and hello to everyone, whoever is joining online with us today. I am really excited to, share some thoughts with you guys. As Mohammed, you mentioned, I'm pretty old to the industry, I would say, 17 years plus in the industry and 7+ years with Salesforce as a customer service leader. Have had plenty of opportunity working with great teams within Salesforce and learn technology from them and implement great technology for the teams. And you might know by now, I'm here to speak about AI because I'm really passionate about it. And then, yeah, I mean, in my journey so far, I have had luckily a lot of opportunity to kind of go close with AI implementation and best practices. And to improve my knowledge, I've been doing some academic studies as well in terms of my executive MBA specialized in AI and startup entrepreneurship, or um, executive certification from Berkeley on AI application and strategies, right? So I think that gives me the foundation to talk about AI in customer service today. Excited to share my views with you. Just a disclaimer, if I may, uh, whatever I'm going to share today in this particular session would be my views and definitely not of my employers. With that, I think we can get started.
Perfect. That's cool. Thank you, Ganesh, for this introduction. Let's get into the details, the most attractive thing. Whenever we're talking about AI for customer service or customer support, always we think how this new thing, which is the AI, transforming this kind of industry. How do you think the AI is transforming the customer service or customer support? And what are the key trends that you recommend or advise businesses to take care of when we talk about customer service?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, right? Uh, Before I talk about how AI is transforming, I think it's good to understand where AI shines today, right? Where it can do a better job compared to humans, and what are the obvious use cases that AI can instantly take over from humans. So
Mhm.
just to give you an example, right? I mean, let's say one of your customer wants some kind of help uh, midnight. You know, for humans, helping over the midnight would be very difficult because they might be sleeping, right? Humans do
Yeah.
need rest. But for AI, AI can be 24/7 available, right? So giving instant support 24/7 is no issue for an AI or any other programs or applications. So I think that's one of the advantage. AI can be there 24/7 with you, right? And AI could be more efficient and scalable, right?
Mhm.
Think about three, four different customers asking different questions to a human. it would be very difficult for human to kind of cope up and answer all these queries at once. But
Exactly.
AI can easily scale. I think this is another advantage of having AI: scalability, 24/7 availability, maybe more personalization. For example, for humans to know all the different customers with their name and their preference and what is they're asking, so they won't be able to in real time understand all the context behind the history of the customer to give that white glove treatment and customized treatment. But for AI it's so easy because it can real time look into the customer data, their preferences, their profiles, the history. So I think these are all the different advantages that AI has over humans. And as a result, if you see the use cases and the trend of these industries, I would say are going with it, right? Whenever we see AI is better for a specific use case, if AI can do a better job than humans,
Mhm.
definitely um, AI is taking over from humans on those areas, right? And maybe there are some still areas where AI is not so good at, then humans are still kind of owning that particular space. So for me, I think the evolution or the transformation is okay with the chat gpt or Gemini, the conversational AI becoming very popular nowadays with a lot of success rate. Everyone is trying to implement AI in their business. At the same time, when it comes to use cases, I would say um, AI is able to do more of a FAQ or a repeated jobs easily than very complex problem solving where human intuition or um, empathy, touch is required to solve the problems, right? I think that's how the AI is actually transforming, and it's getting better and better every day, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah.
And yeah, that's a good point you come on, because I wanted to ask you like the balance between this AI powered automations versus like this human support, because we still see like n- not all companies switched it for totally switched on AI support. Some choose to have all AI, some you see it's still humans behind. Sometime maybe we cannot see the difference, but how do you see like you almost started to talk about like this balance between fully automated AI like chatbots supports and also human support, or how? And my other question inside the same question would be like, and how do you see the like the is there a process automation where like the human can come at a certain point, or did you see in your job like some bottlenecks where, oh, okay, AI is good for this, but human has to hand over there?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. As you rightly mentioned, I think hybrid approach is the key, right?
I think
Again,
yeah.
we know there are still a lot of limitations in AI. So that means AI cannot do everything today until it becomes a solution which can eventually replace human for good. I would say the hybrid approach is the key, right? Again, if you look into some studies, for example, I was looking into one of the Gartner study. They basically say um, around 70 to 80% of the customer service industry will be adopting AI, not only adapting, able to solve AI in general by 2028, right? So that is a huge number. I mean, think about it, right? There are so many um, customer support. Um, we have teams in our own organizations, right? And the amount of time it requires and amount of energy it is required to have that human support to support our customers. I think if AI can help there, I think it's going to be great achievement, right? It will definitely help with, as I mentioned, scalability, and businesses will be able to do better with what they have in terms of human resources. I think it is tremendous. I think it's very important that um, it's a approach where AI will give it a try to solve the issue, and when AI cannot, there is a smoother transition to human, so that human can take over from AI, continue and resolve the issue for customers. I think that would be really, really important because as I mentioned, maybe the simple queries, the FAQs, and creating order or whatever, right? So AI
Yeah.
can easily do it because there is a set of procedures it just needs to follow.
Yeah.
But once the situation is escalated, whether it's a complex problem or something to do with customer emotion, intuition, and empathy, then human is required. Human will be able to do better than AI, right? I think that seamless transition where human can take over from AI after we know that AI is unable to help, because I still see we at Salesforce do use AI chatbots, and we do know that at times the AI could not solve the problem for customers. So we
Mhm.
do have similar approach where those chats will get transferred to humans, and then humans will basically take over, work on and get the solution, right? I think that is pretty much every industry you can see. This is the way. So when AI cannot solve the problem, route it to humans to take over.
I totally agree with you. Like, yeah, I agree on the hybrid model because you have to take the best of AI, the best of humans right now, and you cannot suppress. Like, just sticking to one model and not the other would be too bad because you can empower what can AI do. Like as you were saying, like 24 hours, 7/7, and also manage and also to use human mindset to build something or to be useful for something else. And and if you even if you do hybrid, that's where you can put automations in place scenarios where when the human gets back or reply or yeah you can put all a huge flow on that on the hybrid, which could be very interesting also for companies to implement. Like the AI can start when it blogs, it can say it comes back, like all different kind of automations can be put in place, just not AI automations but also where all these scenarios. I think it's a very interesting spot. Like even small companies, like they can start small on that or implementing a small customer experience AI agent chatbot, whatever you you call it, like with simple scenarios. As you were saying, FAQs, it's very good because it's documented. Almost all companies has stuff documented and all that. AI can do a great job and
Mhm.
start to implement this kind of thing. And then just simply, okay, if the AI cannot reply or it can be trained like that, okay, a human will get back to you in less than, I don't know, 6 hours or four, which will solve the problem. This even like small companies can implement that. I think this kind of
Yes.
hybrid
And
model per se.
and if I may, I think I
Yeah.
would like to clarify one thing, because when we talk about AI and AI helping customers and taking a good chunk of repeated tasks that human agents are doing today, again, as you rightly mentioned, by doing that, actually, I think that it's helping human agents to focus on more complex and nuanced issues, right? It's helping with the productivity of, I would say, support engineers. At the same time, I think AI can go to places where human cannot go. When I say that, there are so many use cases. For example, I can give you, let's say, uh, a person, a patient, let's say, got operated with their knee, right?
Mhm.
And they are in hospital, and operation went success, and there are nurses who are available to take care of the patient. So that means they can take care of the required medicine, take care of the physiotherapy sessions, the movement. So they are helping with any questions they have, any emotional thing they have to go through. Perfect service, right? If you talk about the experience hospital would be very, very pleasing for any patient. But
Mhm.
then once the patient gets discharged and comes to home, if they have a great family to take care of all these things, fine. But we are in a world where there are a lot of nuclear families. In home, that patient might be alone, right? If they are alone, who is taking care of their medicines, their cooking and helping them with physiotherapy sessions, right? They might feel very, very low emotionally, and who is supporting them emotionally? And if something goes wrong, who is keeping an eye, right? I think
Mhm.
that's a bigger gap. I mean, you might say that, hey, yes, there is a possibility to hire someone, some other nurse externally, and still get the help, but it's not cheap.
No,
Human labor is very, very expensive, and in
Mhm.
a lot of countries, the population is shrinking, human availability is very, very less. So it's not just possible for human to be there taking care of that each and every patient in their home is not feasible. But think about AI, right? You can have a, I don't know, AI bot or a phone even, maybe Apple Watch, whatever, right? Can have a program, AI based solution, which can just send you reminders, right? Hey, it's time to take medicine, right? Hey, it's time to do the exercises and physiotherapy things,
yeah,
right? Or you can say, hey, you know what, are you feeling low? It can tell you a story, and it can kind of keep you motivated, right? Any emotional support, or there are a lot of sensors nowadays. There are Apple Watches available, the rings available.
yeah, the rings, yeah,
They
exactly.
monitor the health of each
Yeah,
person, and then even send it to doctors so that that doctor can visually
yeah,
see you in their system, right? I think there are so many possibilities that we are talking about. So
True.
AI can go to different places, use cases where humans are unable to go today, right? Just wanted to put it there because it's not only about AI replacing humans or human repeated activities, but also going
adding
to places where,
where we were not going or we were not able
absolutely,
to go. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you're right to mention that it's not about, because we always say that, like, oh, it will replace, but it's also places where it can go on the top, or something we didn't think about, where AI, like, no humans will go there, or we don't have, like, as you're saying, like, the humans labor. Some countries, we don't have enough humans in the country to do that, like this service. That's where AI can come, and it's something on the top. It's an add-on, I would say. That's
Yeah.
very, yeah, like your insight on that, because we don't say it enough. We always say that the first words is replace. So thanks for yeah, kind of clarifying or putting this in place, Ganesh. Yeah, I
absolutely.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I think this is part even of our AI transformation methodology, that at the end it has to collaborate. The AI and human should collaborate each other. Definitely, AI will change a lot of things. Will change how we work. Will change even our duties of work or tasks we need to handle and work on. But it's a matter of collaboration. And this takes me to the other point, and which sometimes we even see this from some audience and customers. You said that the AI can serve, like, can work 24/7. This is real. That can be applied definitely. But some of those customers and even audience, this is very good to be true, and we need to show more value for them. And here my question for you, to educate the people and share more knowledge about specific use cases, some use cases that you implemented or have seen in your experience and work, that AI increase the any kind of implementations on the business, like increasing satisfaction, like increasing conversion rates, increasing revenues based on just implementing AI, any kind of positive value that AI brought for business, not just about 24/7 thing, but to show the audience practically how this affects the business.
Yeah. Again, a great question, right? I think when we talk about AI, we just talked about what are the advantages of having AI for any business, right? Especially customer service industry. I think it is interesting to look into all these different companies who are coming with coming up with a lot of different solutions through AI, right? I mean, it's not the first time where companies are trying to implement AI. It has been happening for, I don't know, 1950s, 60s. First we talked about AI, and it was not very successful until, I don't know, 2021, 22 times, where generative generative AI was very big success, right? But again, if you see, there are so many companies are using AI, and AI chatbot is a very common thing nowadays. For example, I can talk about my own company, Salesforce has Agent Force AI, which is you can think of as a platform which allows you to create AI agents. AI agent is nothing but a piece of program or a workflow based solution which is good and suitable for doing a specific thing really, really well, So this agent force AI platform can have n number of such agents running behind the scenes at the same time, and then all these agents together can help AI chatbot to give real time solution for whatever customer is actually asking, right? I mean, it's a platform where it doesn't necessarily for Salesforce alone, but also for Salesforce customers. So
Mhm.
we released Agent Force last year, and then we are already using in our customer support. We are already using AI chatbots based on Agent Force AI, and we are proud to say that again, you can go to help.salesforce.com to see the live counter on
Mm.
how many conversations AI is effectively handling nowadays and how many are actually going to humans, right? That counter is live and you can always see it. But if the customer is reaching out to or using AI to get help, and then 85% of the queries that goes to AI are successfully handled, answered by AI. So the success rate is around 85%. And the around
On the
10%, you
one,
can say,
on the one decided to be handled by AI, right?
yes. So
Yeah.
again, customers can go
Yeah.
to AI and say, "Hey, I need
Mhm.
help," or they can call you through the phone support.
Yeah.
They can go to web form and open a support ticket. These are all different ways customer
Yeah,
can
this
reach
is
out
where
to
it's real
AI.
agents. Yeah, that will
But
exist.
if they opt for AI to start with, then what I'm saying is 85% of those queries that goes to AI are answered by AI successfully, and maybe around 10%, customer kind of abandons it in the middle. They might just close the chat. So
Yeah.
around 4% or less of those conversations are being transferred to humans, right? So again,
Yeah.
this is where I can say that AI is able to take care of very basic day-to-day repetitive activities without any failure, and it is also able to take care of a lot of questions that a lot of customers has. 85% is a big deal, right? I mean, it's not a small number.
No, no, it's a big
So
one.
and that's Salesforce, and you can give a lot of other examples similarly, right? I have a account in Bank of America. There is a Bank of America AI solution called Erica, which does a lot of predictions. I think as
You
per
know,
some report, it completed like 2 billion transactions or client interactions as of last year, right? Maybe another great example. See, these are the big companies, Salesforce and Bank of America, which can spend a lot of money to build an AI solution. But there are smaller companies too,
yeah,
right?
I agree.
Um,
That's what
let's
we
say
should do.
Lemonade. Lemonade sells a lot of policies, right? On their, I think Lemonade is the AI model is called as Maya. So Maya is able to basically uh, provide 97% of their total policies through the AI. Only 3% of the policies that Lemonade sells is through humans. Can you imagine, right? How much time and effort it is saving, and what is the value add this AI agent has on the company, right? And there are so many others, right? I mean, there is Zendesk, which gives a lot of unique and
Yeah, the number one.
solutions for their customers. There is Amazon Alexa, or if you purchase something on Amazon, or if you just search for something, then you'll get a reminder saying that, have you thought about it? Are you willing to purchase? Hey, there is a price drop on this particular topic or product that you are searching for, right? So, lot of AI based reminders, and uh, these are some of the examples where you can think it's not big company, it's not smaller company. See, everyone is doing some or the other things with AI, and definitely in customer service industry, it's adding a lot of value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally.
Yeah,
That was
I think this is for the Bank of America and the banks in the US. A friend of mine was trying to open a new bank account and he did some research. He just had the phone call with the customer support or customer service for multiple banks. Bank of America was one of them. And the one who was speaking to him, it was an AI agent. He was asking questions and he's replying with his preferences or his requirements, and he replies back with some other questions to define which the best product or which the best direction to communicate with a human agent at the bank. It was crazy. That was like 1 year, 1 year and a half ago.
yeah, and improved now. Like
Yeah,
It has improved tremendously. I
it
mean,
has improved. Like vocal AI agents now are doing like even us. We did. It's not public. Yeah, it's public. We say it's AI on our podcast. Like what we're doing here, it goes on our same thing on our podcast, and we also have a podcast powered AI, which is go and listen to it. Honestly, it's connected to our own AI internally, so it knows everything about us, our process, and it creates it. Go and get the talk, and it has humor. It's incredible what we implemented, and when you hear the podcast, I don't know, did we put it live yet? Or we're going to put it live
coming
or
soon.
what?
Coming soon. Yeah.
Coming soon, yeah, it's here. But I got it. But you'll see. You'll go and check. We'll tell you, Ganesh, and also the audience. But it's incredible. I was like, when Mohammed sent it to me, I was like, is it okay? I knew it was AI, but it was like it was making jokes, like humor,
yeah,
regarding our personality, uh, because and that was enabled just not the vocal AI, because also he was able to grab the knowledge we feed every day on internally. But the result is go and yeah, check it when it will be like it's really insane. It's yeah.
and can you imagine those days where, I mean, it's still days for some companies where you used to call some number, press one to do this,
Yeah.
press two to do this, right? I mean, those days are gone now. Now you are talking about AI voice solution, which is very, very realistic,
Yeah.
right? It talks as if you are talking to a human.
Yeah.
And not only that, you can record your voice and it uses your voice and answers customers. Can you imagine? And there is
Ooh.
another company, I don't remember which company. They are using some great singer's voice to create a new song from his voice, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's an extent of technology improved
Yeah, that's
recent years,
innovation. Yeah, it can
and
be.
and then
I know it scares people, but it's innovation also. Yeah.
it is innovation and AI avatars. And you mentioned about, realistic making jokes. And in Salesforce, we use another vendor for leadership trainings. And these leadership trainings are able to give you an experience where you can basically mock a specific thing, right? You can give a use case, and
Yeah.
they are your buddy, and they are helping you to kind of
Yeah.
practice all those mocking discussions. It's real time.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
fascinating. And what I was telling you for the podcast, we're going to release this AI version. It's between two people, a woman and a man. So it's just not one people. It's a conversation between two people, a woman and a man, and you directly. It's yeah, it's mind blowing. But and it's going to continue. Yeah.
Okay,
And
before we continue, just let's remind our audience. Thank you so much for some people supported us with some comments. Feel free to add your questions as well in the comments. We'll find some few minutes at the end to get some of them.
yeah, just to jump on it because we talked a little bit. One of my question would be like how these chatbot virtual assistant and other kind of customer support tools which we can mix with AI. There's a lot. I was going to ask you like how effective it is, but we almost replied. But one of the if I take the other part of it, like where do they fall short? You think like even used on AI or not? Where do you see you, Ganesh, with your experience? Where do they yeah for where do you see like kind of a improvement like on both ways, even on hybrid model?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, we are just talking about how good AI nowadays is. So I'm a firm believer that um AI is as good as you train it to be. When
Hmm.
Yeah.
when I say that, um, we always talk about, okay, how good AI is, the algorithms it is using, the deep learning capability it has, right? I think as long as you use a able model, right, and train it with vast data, and definitely do a supervised training, then I think it can do a great job, right? I mean, if your AI model is not successful, it's not the fault of AI model itself, but the person who is training, right? I think that's what very, very important thing is. I know, there will be some use cases where you cannot match humans, but there are so many use cases where AI has surpassed humans. For example, image recognition, image processing, face recognition, right? These are some of the areas where AI has surpassed humans. So that means it can do better than humans, right? So if there is an area where AI does better than humans, then why humans are required, right? So I think it's better for AI to continue to, and humans can focus on a lot other innovations, right? Where there are plenty
Yeah,
of opportunities. I think yes. I mean, just to start with, saying that, hey, AI could be really, really good as long as you train it with the right amount of data in the right way.
Yeah, there was
But still, I think, I mean, if you look into the reality and where we stand today, there are some limitation. Again, those limitations are perhaps related to um, the human sentiment, emotion, behavioral aspect, where I think still AI can get better at. I mean, it can use voice modulation, it can act like a human, but there will be a lot of limitations because I can see from my own experience, the great models that I use, like Chat GPTs or Gemini's. Yes, it has some capabilities for sure, but it still falls short, right? And sometimes it doesn't understand what I'm asking, right? It hallucinates.
yeah,
Hallucination is part of thing,
yeah.
and those are some of the drawbacks you still see in AIs where humans do better job, and there are some improvements that we can do to make sure AI becomes better and better. It's all about continuously improving the AI. So you have a AI solution with X% of accuracy, and then you look into the accuracy. You have a lot of other KPIs to measure the effectiveness of AI, and then you target it to improve it further, right? So that's all. It's kind of more of a continuous improvement for me.
Yeah.
interesting.
Nah, I see in the audience that most agree with this hybrid model. Like even I see some
Yeah,
of them we know like are expert in some field, and yeah, we agree. Hybrid. It gets back to our conversation. I think all around this table we agree on that.
yeah. I think customer service or customer support is there to support the customers when they raise a flag or have a question. But do you think AI can change the game and make the customer service and customer support more proactive, like predicting some of challenges or issues or questions the customers might face and tackle it and resolve it, or even directly the human agent to resolve it for the customer proactively? Do you think this might happen, or is it there already implemented somewhere?
It's already there.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
already there. I
The,
think it's
the answer was quick, clear. Bye bye, bye everyone. Ganesh replied. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, see, I think it makes sense, right? I mean, so um, we talked about again, what AI is good at, right? It can basically look into all the data which is available for it in the real time. It can basically make sense of those data and then send some signals, right? I mean, even when you talk about customer service industry, you say proactive and reactive service. Reactive service is something which problem happens and customers come back to, hey,
jump.
this happened, help me now, right? That is more reactive. But
Mhm.
if you detect something before it happens, that is proactive,
Yeah,
right?
that's where the customer don't even see it normally if it's well done.
Absolutely. I mean, see, AI can always analyze different data and patterns, right? And humans will not be able to do it at that pace, and AI can do it, and it can sense those signals, apply its own algorithm to say, hey, you know what? According to my analysis, this is what I predict, right? this is what it will happen. So that means you need to take care of these days before it happens, right? So that's one way of looking into, okay, looking into the data, sensing a possibility and predict, then sending the alerts and emails to humans to say, hey, you know what, this is a possibility, take care. That is one way of thinking about how proactively AI can help. You can also say that, a step further we can go, right? Why are we even asking about needing a customer support, right? Why AI has to support it? Why can you not bake AI into the product itself, so that product is always continuously looking into some of these
And
areas.
learning also, and learning. Yeah.
It's learning, and before it happens it knows what to do and it's taking necessary action. So that means without humans even noticing it, AI is able to basically take care of the necessary action. So that means, whatever we are talking about AI to do the customer service, customer support later, it can be very well done more proactively, even without uh, customers trying to notice it and then take the action, right? I
Yeah.
think
Mhm.
in future you will see that it will be more baked into product itself. So yes, it's already happening, and in future you will see that the product will be having AI inbuilt and able to take, it's more like a self-managed, self-cured solution, if I may so.
Yeah. And does not just apply to customer service. We're going a little bit beyond, but yeah, it can serve in maintenance, machine maintenance, where that's where AI, like health, like it can predict what, like if you'll have a heart attack. Like I'm just taking a simple case. Like if you said, like if you have a connected ring or whatever, watch or band wrist,
Your
it can
breathing
like say,
pattern,
okay,
if
be
you're
careful here,
fasting.
this will happen, and you flag that this is powered by AI behind, and that this is, yeah, that's kind of the, that's more than we see right now than just a chatbot that replies. It's as you're saying, like it's proactive, and proactivity is a has a great value in different kind of areas. And but to do that, it goes to the thing. Like I see he's in the audience again. Like to reuse the words no data, no AI, and you started to talk a little bit a lot of times. Like even on the predictive support, if we don't have this data, we will not be able to feed to learn. And what, yeah, gave first thing in about talking about that topic is your get your broad opinion on how many datas you need, what's the importance of data, but also in customer support, like what's the ethical part and privacy part to consider in the company. Because to reply well, like for example, I will know Ganesh has a customer, and I'll have all your information about you, like everything. Like what's the privacy about that? Like how do you, or maybe you can give example at Salesforce on, not too private, but on on
Yeah,
your experience.
I think that's very very important, and it's unfortunate. I would say it happens to all the technology when it is still new and budding. AI today is in that particular position where innovation is happening so fast, but there are not guardrails, right? So, if you know, there was a summit in France recently where all the political leaders joined those from different countries and talked about how AI and what needs to be done to kind of come up with a specific law on, hey, this is what is the best practice for implementing AI, and these are the different guardrails we need to have, the laws around how AI should be used, right? I think these things are very very important. I think the basic thing to be, even before going to political and government requirement and policies, laws, I think simple thing we need to start doing is, have you asked for a customer consent before your data is used by AI? It's very simple one, right? I
Yeah.
think asking the consent and making sure customer understands that their data is going to be used by AI if they give consent is very very important. And if they do not give consent to you, don't use it, right? So it is a privacy concern, right? Because Google, Microsoft, Apple, they have all our data, right? They have
Mhm.
our social security information, our personal information. What else, right?
They
And
have, but we say they don't.
I have Alexa just right next to me. It's always listening. Uh,
Are you giving all these valuable insights to to
So
Jeff?
I think it's important that a lot of this data is present with a lot of companies, and
Mhm.
it's important for all these companies to kind of protect that data. Without customer consent, they shouldn't be actually using it for even training their models or executing something. And it's very very important. And the second thing is, I think what happens with AI, at least nowadays, a lot of bias, right? It's also for me another ethical consideration you need to have, because if you remember when Gemini was released, and a news came in saying that it was generating some kind of images which were not appropriate, it was biased, right? And
Yeah,
then that functionality was kind of taken out immediately by Google. So
yeah,
it's one such example where if you do not train, can you think Google is not training with enough data? It is, but still there is a possibility that this bias might kick in when you use AI. I think that is very very important. So that means I always talk about, yes, use AI, but have someone supervise AI, right? Make sure it is doing the right thing, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Then again comes how humans are pitching in and making sure whatever AI is doing is still ethical, and protecting the data, right? Because AI has all the data, all your customers data accessible. And how are you making sure that your AI is not presenting something to some other customers by some using some secure information that it shouldn't use or display to other customers, right? That's very very important. So I think these are all use cases which require some kind of guardrails, some kind of mechanism to control what kind of information AI is able to process and present it to your customers. I think that is very, very important. And just to give you an example, this is exactly what we want to definitely avoid in enterprise softwares, right? If you're just using AI for some kind of research, accuracy and data protection, probably not a big problem. But when you talk about some of the industry like healthcare, right, PHI information, right, very very important. You cannot be, and that's why I think in Salesforce we have something called as Atlas reasoning engine, which acts as one of the security layer on top of your AI, which is making sure that
Yeah.
all these customer data is actually protected. I think that kind of solution is required everywhere, because AI is capable of a lot of things. So it's up to humans to make sure they use it in a right way, in a protected way, so that it's secured and it's still ethical.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why even like sorry, Mo. Go.
You're just confirming to the same idea. I think all the comments, there are some conversations started to be there in the comments, all agreeing now that AI and humans should collaborate. At the end, the one someone is using AI will replace us, not the AI will replace us. But it's a matter of how you are confident to use AI and utilize it and adopt it and be able to get all the accelerated updates about AI and use it on a daily basis in your work. But definitely there are some challenges, and always challenges are there. Whenever we have challenge, we're happy to solve this. How do you think the challenges that might face businesses when these start, think, and plan to integrate the AI in customer service? And how do you advise them to overcome those challenges?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So there are going to be a lot of challenges when you implement AI in your organization. I think the first challenge is with the data and the quality of data. You have to train the models. That would be very big challenge for me, right?
True.
Again, if you know the data, there are so many systems each companies use, and data is scattered everywhere. I think what is very, very important is to bring all this data into one centralized place, from where your AI can use. Again, when I say AI, it's not necessarily only about chatbots. um, Wherever the customer touch point happens, if you have a chatbot, if you have a call, specific customer support, or if you have a different other types of like social media based support, whatever it is, right? I think to give consistent experience to customers, it's important that you refer data from a centralized place, right? I'm not saying copy all the data and put it in one place, but what I'm saying is, even if your data is in different other places, all these data needs to be basically accessible from a certain place, and there has to be one source of truth. If you have data, a copy of data in different systems, there is no source of truth,
Yeah,
then you will not be able to provide consistent experience to your
to
customers.
leverage it at 100%. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's why I think centralized data is very important, and then you have to integrate all your systems, right? I think integration is another challenging thing which customers face. That's when I'm proud to say that I'm a person who is supporting MuleSoft, which is integration platform. Again, it's a Salesforce company, and which basically internally also we use. There is something called as data cloud, which is our centralized data system, and MuleSoft can talk to different systems, bring in the data, and feed it to data cloud, and then AI talks to data cloud to get the real time data, right? So that's how the architecture is. So I think these are all very complex things to do for any customers, because they have scattered data everywhere. And also, I think another challenge that probably still we face is maybe customers are not adapting to AI. Probably there is a trust issue.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Maybe with
You
ChatGPT,
waited
the
like
trust
we
issue.
waited a little bit, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think so. Because if AI is so good, if AI is trusted by everyone, then I expect everyone to use AI. But that's not the reality.
Oh,
People are going to use AI sometimes. Sometimes they are still uh, want to talk to customer support representative humans, or even if they start AI, they say, hey, you know what? Can you please connect me to humans? Right? I think there is still a trust issue, which I think takes some time to kind of build on. I think
yeah,
these are the
it does, and
challenges.
also maybe the scarcity of all the major topic of AI. Oh, again, AI, it's replacing someone that was behind, like, or also this scarcity of replacing human and not adding, as we were discussing. There's also this point, like someone's, yeah. I think there's different reason of like why not or scared to use like or that will have a negative thought about like using an AI customer support agent or chatbot, whatever. It's yeah, it's like either scarcity. Oh, it's again someone behind, like taking the job of XYZ, or oh, he's using my data. What's happening behind? Like there's different kind of issues like that slows down. But it's a very. I'll let you continue, Ganesh. But it's a very good point to raise on your thought that the human is reluctant using can use like the support.
Yeah, I think probably last one point which I wanted to add there was maybe cost. So if you are implementing AI, I think upfront the initial cost of building AI is little bit heavier. Though later, if you really compare humans
Yeah,
versus AI gives you a lot of cost benefit for you. But just the upfront part is something which companies need to still invest to build AI, right? I think that will be probably one more thing which is kind of challenging for smaller companies to start with.
yeah, good. That's what we always say when we implement something to clients. The return that we in our business AI business canvas, like we that the audience can download through our website, whatever, just to get it. It's like one of the part is the return on investment, but it's not calculated in 1 month, 2 months. It can be a 2 years plan. We're
Right.
going to put that in place to get a result in 1 year, 2 year, whatever. Like, of course, there's can be specifically for small company, we can find quick wins that gets like kind of immediate or short term result, but still the investment will be there, and that's where in everything in digital transformation, AI transformation, whatever, if you don't take that turn to implement AI, it's a big loss you're doing for your own company. It's something you're missing, and you're going to be so far. Like a lot of companies, like someone that were waiting to implement to do a digital transformation in their own companies to use the, they were ahead, and some of them died basically because after it goes so fast. And but AI for me, it even goes faster than AI transformation goes faster than digital transformation. Each day, each month, there's we talked about like vocal, vocal AI agents, multi, that gets to like also all the channels you talked about it. That was one of my question, like how can we implement in these multi channels the customer engagement, like email, WhatsApp, chatbots, phone, social medias? How do you see like for customer support, like this AI implemented in? Is it complex? Did you deal with it like to implement and cross these channels together?
Yeah, I think it's important as and when your company, your business grows, you should be able to. It's like meeting the customer where they are on their preferred channel. I would say becomes very very important, right? So that means if customer wants a chat, sure. If they want a call, sure. If they want a call on this day at this specific time, they only want to Google Meet, nothing else, sure, right?
Yeah,
I think that is where we can say that we are able to provide that experience for customers, right? I think very very important, especially when, I mean, if you're a small company, you can start with, hey, saying that, hey, I'm going to only support this one. It works for you, but when the company grows, I think it becomes very very important to provide service in all these different channels. I think in terms of technology is already there. If you build a solution, it's so easy to put the same solution in different other channels too, right, with a little customization. But I think what is important when you build solution to different platforms is eventually you are able to give that consistent experience to customer. That means, let's say someone starts a chat and they have to take a break, they close the chat and go, they come back, they start a chat, or they might prefer to call now. Are you able to basically continue from where they have led? Do you have the context of where customers stopped the chat last time, right? Without needing customer to basically explain everything from scratch again, can you continue from there? Or if chat AI is not able to resolve the customer issue and it gets transferred to human, how can human continue from there? How can human do better than what AI is able to do, right? Do humans have all these internal agents help, so that without asking those questions again and again, can human add value immediately? I think the technology is already there. It's a matter of you implementing that, you're designing that so that customers get a consistent experience throughout the different channels that you offer today.
yeah, great.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's a very important to have the direction for businesses on how to get ready for the customer support. At the beginning, we mentioned that the customer support or customer service is a very important pillar for any business because it drives business success, number one, and revenues, number two, in many cases. In that case, how do you think and see the future and trend of the AI in customer service? What do you would like to share with businesses just to get ready? As Damien said as well, the AI is very accelerating in terms of updates. Not every month, not every year, it's every day, literally. Every day we have a new update from OpenAI, from Google, from even the new models and startups and SMEs started to produce their own models. What's your thoughts for this kind of new trend?
Yeah, specifically talking about the trend in customer service industry, right? I
Mhm.
think there will be a lot of changes. I initially talked about how AI can basically um, help with the productivity of engineers. And not only that, I think um, we also said AI is going to go places where humans are unable to go. right? I think those will happen pretty fast. Just imagine with the AI, our innovation life cycle is so fast that you know if it was taking 10 years to do some kind of research without AI, with AI, I think you can do it in 1 or 2 years, right? Just take a simple example of, okay, you have a development team who codes, right? Maybe 10 members team you have, with AI able to kind of help you with even code generation, right? Java, Python, whatever, it can just generate
Yeah.
the code for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can say, yeah, I don't need 10 members now because AI is improving with the productivity. I can do my business with 5 people. One way of saying. The second way of saying is, no, I'm still going to keep 10 people, but my project life cycle is not 6 months now, it's just 1 month, right? So that means
Mhm.
you are able to innovate so faster. And hence, I see that there will be a lot of changes happening a lot faster with help of AI, and it will go different use cases which humans are currently unable to reach. And I think the third thing which I also kind of covered, that AI will be baked inside your product itself, right? I think can I don't know, BMW come up with an app which can scan the engine and all the wiring present, can smart glasses like meta glasses scan
Yeah.
what is happening around because it has a camera inbuilt in it. Can it basically help the person to basically fix the part, right, whatever the issue they are happening, right? So it's
Mm.
more of a AR VR kind of support where you can just imagine things and it will happen in future. I think definitely a lot of things happening around conversational AI, which is already there, right? Everyone is already using it,
Yeah. For
and it is very much hyper realistic generative AI nowadays, hyper personalized, and it's getting into a lot of emotional aspects as well. It's becoming better and better. It's becoming more and more ethical, so that there is a trust issue today will diminish in upcoming days. I think it
Yeah.
will become more proactive based solution and mostly self-served rather than requiring you to kind of have a lot of human support. I think that's the direction that AI will take us in future.
great.
Yeah, that's very insightful, very adding value. As I was expecting, the conversation won't end. This is very rich topic to discuss and share thoughts. And even I see I love the conversation between the audience. They started to communicate, and everyone is saying his feedback and his comment. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to take questions, but I see most of the comments and questions are there. We covered already during the
Yeah.
conversation. I'd like to thank you, Ganesh, for your time, for being with us in this live, and wish you best of luck with Salesforce, with the AI. We and let's waiting for our next physical meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot, Ganesh. Very insightful. I love our talk. It was very dynamic and shared your experience. And yeah, see you soon. Not virtual. We said it.
Thank you. And it was nice
It's a
talking to you
teaser.
all.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Great.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Ganesh.
yeah.
Thank you, Mohammed.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.